Welcome to the Bare Metal Cyber CISSP Prepcast. This series helps you prepare for the ISC Squared CISSP exam with focused explanations and practical context. In this episode, we're focusing on logging, monitoring, and metadata retention for assets, critical capabilities that enable organizations to detect threats, understand activity, and respond quickly and effectively to security incidents. Logging and monitoring are at the heart of visibility. Metadata retention ensures that the logs and supporting evidence can be used during audits, investigations, and compliance reporting. Without these foundational processes, organizations fly blind. They miss early warning signs of compromise, they cannot reconstruct incidents accurately, and they may fail to meet regulatory obligations for evidence preservation and breach disclosure. As a future certified information systems security professional, you must be able to implement, manage, and continuously improve these practices. Let's begin with the importance of asset logging and monitoring. Logging refers to the act of capturing detailed records of system activity. Monitoring is the real-time or near real-time analysis of those logs and alerts to identify suspicious behavior, unauthorized access, or policy violations. Comprehensive logging allows organizations to track who accessed what, when, and how. It captures login attempts, file modifications, configuration changes, network connections, and system events. These logs are critical for security investigations. They allow teams to trace the sequence of events, determine the scope of an incident, and pinpoint weaknesses in controls. Monitoring complements logging by providing actionable intelligence. Monitoring tools analyze logs, evaluate conditions, correlate events, and raise alerts when anomalies are detected. For example, if a user suddenly downloads gigabytes of sensitive data at 3 a.m. from an unusual location, monitoring should trigger an alert. Without monitoring, the event might only be discovered days or weeks later, after damage has already been done. When logging and monitoring are neglected, organizations face significant risks. Breaches may go undetected, suspicious activity may not be investigated in time, regulatory requirements may be violated, and forensic investigations may be hindered due to missing or incomplete data. Logging and monitoring support compliance, strengthen your security posture, and serve as the foundation for an effective incident response process. They are also essential for managing insider threats, demonstrating accountability, and supporting operational resilience. Now let's talk about metadata retention and its role in cybersecurity. Metadata is data about data. It describes when a file was created, who accessed it, how it was modified, and where it resides. In the context of security, metadata from logs adds context and continuity to system activities. It can help answer questions such as, was this access legitimate? Was this behavior normal? Was data exfiltrated? Metadata retention is the practice of storing this contextual information for a defined period of time. Retaining metadata allows organizations to perform forensic analysis, demonstrate compliance with data retention regulations, and support audit requests or legal investigations. Retention policies must specify how long metadata should be kept, where it will be stored, how it will be protected, and who is responsible for maintaining it. For example, some industries require metadata to be retained for 6 months. Others, such as financial or healthcare sectors, may require retention for 7 years or more, depending on regulatory guidelines. Metadata must be protected just like primary data. It often includes timestamps, user IDs, IP addresses, and access paths, information that can be valuable for attackers if exposed. Encryption, access controls, and secure logging protocols must be in place to protect metadata from tampering or disclosure. Let's now look at implementing effective logging practices. The first step is defining a clear logging policy. This policy should specify what systems must log, what types of logs must be captured, where logs are stored, how long they are retained, and how often they are reviewed. Log types can include system logs, application logs, access logs, firewall logs, authentication logs, and audit logs. Each log type provides a different view of activity, and together they form a comprehensive picture of what is happening within your systems. Logs should include details such as timestamps, event type, user identity, system name, source and destination IPs, and action taken. The more context provided, the easier it is to analyze logs and understand the intent behind events. Centralized log management is recommended. Rather than storing logs separately on individual devices, organizations should use centralized log collectors or log aggregation platforms. These tools gather logs from across the enterprise, standardize them, and store them securely. Centralized logging supports correlation, analysis, and long-term retention. Regular audits verify that logging is accurate, complete, and aligned with policy. Audits should confirm that required logs are being generated, that logs are not being overwritten prematurely, and that access to logs is controlled. Training ensures consistency. Personnel responsible for configuring, reviewing, and maintaining logs must be trained on logging policies, tool usage, and regulatory obligations. This training helps prevent misconfigurations or oversight in log collection. For more cyber content and books, please visit CyberAuthor Me. You'll find bestseller books, training tools, and resources tailored specifically for cybersecurity professionals. You can also explore additional podcast episodes and study tools at baremetalcyber.com. Let's now explore effective monitoring strategies. Real-time monitoring tools and security information and event management, commonly known as SIEM, systems are key to effective detection. These platforms aggregate logs, correlate events across systems, and apply rules to detect suspicious behavior. SIEM platforms allow security teams to define thresholds and signatures. For example, if 5 failed login attempts are detected from different countries within 10 minutes, the SIEM can flag this as a brute force attack. SIEM tools can also apply behavioral analytics to detect anomalies that deviate from normal patterns. Alerting and escalation procedures must be defined. Not every alert requires the same response. Critical alerts, such as unauthorized access to sensitive data, must be escalated immediately. Lower priority alerts may be reviewed in scheduled intervals. Incident response teams must know what actions to take based on the severity and category of the alert. Analysis of monitoring data helps identify trends. For example, an uptick in failed logins may suggest password spray attacks. A spike in outbound traffic could indicate data exfiltration. By reviewing this data regularly, teams can adjust defenses and take proactive action. Roles and responsibilities must be assigned: who reviews alerts, who investigates anomalies, who coordinates remediation. Defining this structure avoids confusion and ensures timely response. Monitoring supports compliance and resilience. Regulations such as PCI DSS, HIPAA, and NIST guidelines all require organizations to log and monitor activity. Regular monitoring also enables fast detection and mitigation of threats before they cause widespread impact. Now let's talk about continuous improvement in logging, monitoring, and metadata retention. Policies and procedures should be reviewed and updated regularly. As new threats emerge and technologies evolve, logging and monitoring practices must be adjusted to remain effective. Incident reviews provide insight into the effectiveness of logging and monitoring. If a breach went undetected for days, why wasn't it flagged? Were logs missing? Were alert thresholds set too high? Use this feedback to improve tooling, policies, and training. Security assessments also inform improvements. Regular testing of log coverage, alerting capabilities, and metadata retention ensures that systems remain aligned with business needs and compliance expectations. Cross-functional collaboration is essential. IT teams manage infrastructure. Security teams define policies and monitor alerts. Compliance teams verify adherence. Legal and operations may rely on metadata for investigations. By working together, these groups ensure that logging and monitoring are complete, accurate, and relevant. Training reinforces effectiveness. Employees must understand their responsibilities, whether that's configuring a system to send logs, reviewing alerts, or following up on abnormal behavior. Regular training updates ensure alignment with tools, policies, and legal obligations. Proactive strategies help ensure ongoing protection. This includes using machine learning to detect subtle patterns, integrating threat intelligence feeds into monitoring platforms, and applying automation to speed up alert triage and remediation. Ultimately, logging, monitoring, and metadata retention are about visibility and accountability. They provide the foundation for incident detection, investigation, and response. They help organizations stay compliant, resilient, and proactive. Without these capabilities, you cannot effectively defend your digital environment. Thank you for joining the CISSP Prepcast by Bare Metal Cyber. Visit baremetalcyber.com for additional episodes, comprehensive CISSP study materials, and personalized certification support. Deepen your understanding of logging, monitoring, and metadata retention, and we'll consistently support your journey towards CISSP certification success.